Hello, and welcome back to Super Mario Mayhem. In the last video, we played Donkey Kong 3 on the NES. And in this video, we're playing Donkey Kong 3. But different this time. We're playing Donkey Kong Gyakushū. I probably butchered the pronunciation, but this is a Japanese exclusive pseudo sequel to Donkey Kong 3. These were released for Japanese home computers in 1984, and it was developed by Hudson Soft. I believe during this time Nintendo and Hudson had a great relationship. You know, Hudson was one of the first third-party developers for the Famicom, and I assume Nintendo allowed them to develop Mario game, as well as Nintendo games for Japanese home computers. This is one of the first of these exclusive Japanese home computer games. I say pseudo sequel to this game because it is not a direct port of Donkey Kong 3. Moreover, it has similar gameplay. You'll soon see what I'm talking about. I would like to mention that the second part of the name, the Gyakushū, roughly translates to Great Counterattack. So if you want a translated title for this game, it would be Donkey Kong 3: The Great Counterattack. That's what most people translate the game to. So, without further ado, let's start the game. I will be using my keyboard because there is no controller support for this. So you'll definitely be hearing my keyboard clacks as I play. So one thing that's different between this and the original Donkey Kong 3 is that there's actual stages for this game. And they all have unique backgrounds. There's a total of 20 levels in this game. I am unsure if I will be able to actually, see them all. But a neat thing about this game is that each stage, or at least the first 20, have unique names, such as this on the Strange Bridge. And every stage has a unique background. So gameplay-wise, it is practically the same as Donkey Kong 3. Try to get that flag. That's right next to Donkey Kong. Yeah, the objective is the same as it would be in Donkey Kong 3, where you have to get Donkey Kong all the way up to the top. Although I don't think you're able to beat a stage by just killing the bugs, because it looks like they just come out indefinitely. Although I haven't killed enough for them to definitively determine if it is infinite. Obviously, as more stages go on, more enemies get introduced, such as this worm. If you shoot it, it basically becomes an unmovable obstacle, and you have to wait for it to start moving again. Much like the worms in the original. So you might be noticing that some of these backgrounds can get pretty abstract. That's one notable thing about this game, is that it can get pretty strange. There was this thing, it did mention in the manual, or at least this is what the Mario Wiki says, is that players are encouraged to make up their own story for this game based on these backgrounds. And so, trust me, they do get pretty crazy with the backgrounds. Well, other than that, this game mainly just boils down to pushing Donkey Kong to the top of the screen. At least that's the main example. I've noticed that Donkey Kong really isn't on like vines at the top of the screen. He's parachuting down from the top of the screen. I guess we're in a UFO now. I've looked at the backgrounds because they're all showcased on the Mario wiki. And if you want to know my interpretation, I just assume that we've been abducted by aliens and we're going, you know, on a tour through different, like, dimensions or something. This is kind of bad. Uh-oh. I'm trying not to get hit by the bugs, while also trying to not get the worm stuck in the center of the screen, because then I can't shoot Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, this is a... Oh, I died. This is a very oddball title. It's especially weird coming back to it. Especially now, considering how, you know, protective Nintendo's IP, Nintendo can get with their IPs. And I'm not really that welcome of putting it on non-Nintendo platforms. But I guess back in the day, they were more open to putting their IPs on other systems. Even after the Famicom and NES's release. And yeah, so we have a bonus stage here, or it's more like makes the ties to shoot 'em ups more apparent. Main goal is just shoot down all the bugs, get big points. But yeah, I say this game is more space shooter-y than the original Donkey Kong 3. I mainly say that because you can only move Stanley on like a single plane. There's no like platforms to elevate onto. But yeah, as we can see, we're in space. Again, my interpretation is that we got abducted by aliens, and we're just touring the galaxy or something like that. I am noticing that pretty much all these bugs have like a second form where they become more aggressive. Oh, I didn't think that was gonna hit me. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not gonna be able to showcase all of the other stages and in turn all the backgrounds that they have. If that happens, I'll probably just showcase all of the backgrounds at the end of the video as like a slideshow. I'm just going as far as I can with the game. But yeah. Stage 8. Around Saturn. 8. Trying not to die here. If you do want to play this, I guess I should mention. I guess I forgot to mention the version of the game I'm playing. I'm playing the PC-88 version, which is for like PC-8801 and other such computers compatible bit. But this game did get released to other computers. Another major example is the Sharp X1 computer, which I believe are all Japanese exclusive, considering that all these computer games are going to be Japanese exclusive. Come on, get him up there. If you are playing this game, one recommendation I would say is to, at least one tidbit I have for it, is to just keep spamming your shot, because for some reason every time you do that, it slows down the game drastically, which makes it easier to be aware of your surroundings and avoid attacks. It also slows down Donkey Kong's descent. Again, sorry if the computer, like my keyboard mashing, is getting annoying. Probably the only thing that's going to get picked up in this game. Because, I mean, I could use like software that like maps controller to keyboards, but I don't know where to look for that kind of software. I know it exists. I think it's like called like Key to Joy, where you could map like your Xbox controller to keys on your keyboard, which kind of makes games where it only uses keyboard and mouse to controller. But that's not like an issue you would face in like current gaming, because almost every game allows you to use keyboard and mouse or controller, unless you know it's a gimmicky game where it requires the keyboard. So we're on a desert. It's probably a desert on a secondary planet. One thing I've read about this game is that apparently these backgrounds do come from like real photos, or like paintings taken on photograph, and they've been converted to, you know, an image for this game, like pixel art. There's a lot of more worms showing up now. Make it harder to get Donkey Kong up there. It's like even in space, Stanley has to deal with these bugs, and Donkey Kong. I'm not sure why Donkey Kong even is in here, is following us anyways. Maybe it's like revenge for what we did to in the greenhouse in the original Donkey Kong 3, which today I still don't know why Donkey Kong was in the greenhouse messing with Stanley. Perhaps he was taking refuge from Mario, if we are to believe the canon of the original Donkey Kong being an escaped gorilla from a circus. But you know, the canon of these early games can be whatever you want it to be. Alright. Just focusing here to get Donkey Kong up here. I'm not sure if Am I dead? Or am I still alive? Huh. I thought I was dead. I'm surprised it still kept me. But as I was gonna say, I'm not sure if there's like extra lives you could get in this. Maybe at like 20,000 points. Or not. Maybe there are just no way to gain extra lives. You just have 3 to work with. But you know, I'll try my best. But it is harder to get to the later stages, especially with no extra lives left. Oh, I guess there are extra lives. I'm not sure how you get them, but they do exist. Oh, I guess now Donkey Kong's throwing coconuts. Alright. I guess I could say about one of the things I look forward to in this video series is getting to try out all these obscure games in the Mario Pantheon. Because everybody knows about all the classic Mario games on the older Nintendo consoles, but nobody really talks about the games that were released on non-Nintendo consoles or systems, other than the one game that people talk about, and when they do, it's not about the game. If you are very familiar with the Mario series, you probably know what game I'm talking about. And let's just say I am really looking forward to playing that game through completion. Alright. But yeah, there's a lot of obscure Mario games that people barely talk about. Alright. One tricky thing about this game is that in this game you have to hit Donkey Kong directly in the center. Usually where the his abdomen section is, at the bottom yellow part. This game's getting really hectic, and as a result is slowing down the game because it has to process a lot of. This was before the time where computers could really match up to the power of consoles when it comes to playing games. Like back in the day, it could barely do basic side scrolling. And it wasn't until id Software showed up and created influential games like Wolfenstein and Doom. And at that point, it was where computers had the man, I've been yapping too much. That cost me all my lives, and that's game over. There's no option to continue unless there is, unless it's a continue code that I'm unaware of. But yeah, that's Donkey Kong 3, The Great Counterattack. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the Japanese title anymore, as it's a particularly hard word for me to pronounce for some reason. Yeah, that's this game. It's strange. It's bizarre, alright. It's not particularly any good. I don't understand why you want to play this over the official Donkey Kong 3. By this point is released to Famicoms in Japan, which at this point is already booming in the Japanese market. But yeah, unless you have a home computer, and only a home computer in Japan, I guess this would suffice. But yeah, that's Donkey Kong 3 Gyakushū, The Great Counterattack. Join me next time and we'll be playing a very special version of Mario Brothers. I'll see you next time. Oh, by the way, I'll probably showcase the other backgrounds as this video is ending. Alright, I'll see you next time.